All right, what up, guys? So I'm here today with a very special guest. I'm sure you guys know him as Tom Tom, the NBA guy. What up, Tom Tom?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Thanks for hopping on here and giving the crowd over here some good NBA insight today. I know we wanted to go over some midway championship value futures that you can take, and whether that's East West to win the East, to win the West, or to win the championship, man. But yeah, I know you guys hear Tom Tom a lot, so here he is doing the pod with me. Took a while. This guy's a busy guy, but you know what? He came through for us. He came through for us, guys. So we gotta appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Cool. So should I start off with the East or West? You guys want to hear like the sides, and I can go into championship a little bit, or?
All right. So here's what we'll do. Check this out. This is what we'll do. We'll go with what you know what? That I like that idea. Let's reverse it. Fuck it. Yeah, reverse it. Let's go
kind of like,
west,
go
east.
down that way. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll go up to championship and go from there. So like I'll start with you. This is, by the way, this is more just for like whatever we think is a better value in terms of because obviously, like, what are the Celtics like plus 200 to win? You're looking at the odds right now, right?
I'm looking at just Eastern Conference itself. I mean, they're like plus 120, dude.
Yeah. So like what we're gonna do, obviously, a Woody can pick the Celtics, right? So what we want to do is give you guys a little more value, and since Tom Tom's the NBA expert, my value might be a little more Woody than his value in this. I mean, I do watch a lot of NBA, but this guy, this is all he does. So it's like me with the NFL. It's like my whole different level.
I think he's a Woody. He's crazy. This is ridiculous.
But okay, cool. So let's. I'm excited to hear this. Man. So okay, what do you got with West or East? You start, man. Go ahead.
Let's go East Conference. So Eastern Conference, I think that the sleeper pick that would be in the Eastern Conference, I was kind of a little teasing it a little bit when we were talking about it. I just really see Miami like being able to just pull it through, bro.
Miami, wow, okay.
Just really, they're so well coached. The value there at Eastern Conference is at plus 1,400.
Okay.
Eric Spoelstra is just, I mean,
value.
he's been through it already, you know? He's won championships, been in the Eastern Conference many times. He's been the pressure with, the Spurs many years. And this is me kind of living in the past a little bit, but this is them. They were in the finals just recently too,
Yeah.
So this team you give them a new roster. It's just, it's his system of play is just, they play defense, they run, they're good in transition. I mean,
they do everything. And you know what? Most importantly, they show up in the playoffs every year.
Right.
They could be the freaking 10th seed, whatever you want to call it, to play, and it doesn't matter.
Fucking matter. Sorry guys, I do cuss. So
yeah, we both cuss. It's all good. Yeah, we try to limit it, just in case a lot of you guys probably don't like cussing too much, but we try to limit it. We try to limit it. I'm sure everybody a lot of our clients know we cuss, because when we're having a bad day, we're like, son of a bitch, It is what it is, though. It is what it is. But that's a good one, man. That's a good one. I mean, fuck, I like the Miami at plus 1,700. 100 to win you $1,700. That's not a bad payout. You're gonna put $1,000 on it. That's $17K.
Why not?
No, a grand would be a grand would not be $17K, right? A grand would be, oh no, it would.
Well, if it's at plus 1,400.
1,400. 1,400. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you got on that? So
1,400 times 100, 14K, right?
Easy.
Yeah.
I take that any day, man. Yeah. So I'm thinking, for me, it's a sleeper pick. There's good value there. I mean, I would definitely take the shot at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Excuse me. Western Conference, though. Dude, I mean, when you start looking into these teams too, you have like Denver at plus 220. That's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Clippers at plus 230.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to pick OKC, man, but it just feels like, I mean, I was teasing you a little bit about it earlier too. And
everybody just loves Shea, man.
I love Shea. I think he's so good, man. I think the team's so young, and
they
just mesh really well together. They play defense, right?
Yeah, I do too.
They just don't have it to go over the hump, though.
You think they're too young?
I think so. I think they need a lot of experience. Suns, I mean, we both know how the Suns play, man. I mean, they're a run gun team. Um, they can D up a little bit. I mean, we want to say the Timberwolves, right? We want to say it, but I mean, do they really got it? I mean, is Anthony Edwards the guy to really push them over to get there?
I don't know. Actually, it's funny you say that because that's actually my that's one of the teams that I would have coming out of the West as one of those like sleeper type West picks. You know, the Timberwolves.
Yeah. But if I were to have to pick, right, like this is definitely one of those like dark horse Western Conference picks. It's going to be the Golden State Warriors, man. Golden State Warriors or the Los Angeles Lakers, to be honest with you.
Oh, you know what? The Lakers is not bad because LeBron plays about a fourth of the season. So does Anthony Davis, and they do that for a reason.
Right. You know, they turn it up, right? Like, I mean, you were talking about that earlier too, about like them, you know, being able to turn it up at the right time, you know?
Exactly. Look what they did last year. What seed were they last year?
Oh, dude.
They were an 8th seed, right? If I'm not mistaken. They were 8th seed. They had a fight to get in the playoffs, and they got all the way to the Western Conference Championship.
Right.
Or the Western Conference Finals, I should say. But, I don't hate the route you're going with the Warriors, obviously. You still have Steph there. You still have Draymond. Clay has really declined, I feel, but that's a whole nother story in its own, you know?
I mean, but he also brings a whole another dynamic to the whole team in general, right? I mean, when he's there, I mean, they got that experience with them three together, right? Clay's like at his worst when he's not there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
And Draymond's very unselfish. I fucking hate the way he plays. I really do.
You just play what in terms of like he plays dirty or he too much talking?
I mean, the extra stuff that he kind of plays, right? I just don't like that stuff. I mean, me and my nephew were laughing for like, we watched like a video, I think on YouTube for like 5 minutes of like all of his unnecessary shit. And, like,
it's crazy, right? The clips
that
you can put together with the crazy shit that guy does. To me, that's what it is. It's like the guy just, I don't know why he does it, man. And it's like, I'm glad the league did something about it this year. I think that they gave him a decent suspension because he just can't go around punching people or kicking people in the balls without repercussion, dude. Gets in people's faces, you know? I love passion. I love like when people are about the game. I love it. But he takes it to another level. It's almost like a evil physical type level where it's like, dude, like and the NBA is a brotherhood, you know? So it's like, I don't know. How can
he even had like a certain beefs with like KD and like Jordan Poole and stuff like that, right?
Well, that's why Jordan Poole ended up getting traded, and then him and KD got into it a little bit. He's lucky that Steph is a cool, mellow-headed guy because realistically, that is Steph's team. So if he pissed Steph off, Draymond's leaving. But I think Steph also knows that he needs Draymond for that element of toughness, which is why you're saying they could be a dark horse. Which I get it, you know, I get it. I just don't know if they're going to be, I guess, deep enough this year to get there. But who knows, man? With the experience, like you said, you never know. I actually personally, like, I can see the Timberwolves, like, as a super dark horse coming out. Why? Because they play defense. They have two twin towers, but you're right. Is Edwards going to get them over that hump? And that's because that's going to be the guy that they're going to rely on in terms of a bulk of the scoring. And when it comes down to those crunch minutes or crunch time, even though Towns has been there, and obviously Gobert has been in the playoffs. But
pretty scary to have those two guys like kind of really gelling together now.
Yeah, it's just good to me. Good defense always trumps. That's in any sport. I feel like even obviously like baseball's a little different, but football, basketball, like good defense trumps. You know,
right. I mean, they even have McDaniels, right? Like where, they're putting him on the ace. You know what I mean? So you got the star player. You got McDaniels that can still shoot from the outside.
Yes. That guy's a sniper, man.
Dude, it's a pretty deep team, you know? So scary AE, you know, like you just have to, there's a lot of questions about him that I would love to see him be successful in the playoffs, you know?
Yeah, this is his second playoffs or third? Because I know last year they were in the playoffs, but were they in the year before?
I don't remember.
Second, yeah. I got to double check that. I don't want to say any stat that's completely wrong, but I know he was there last year. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to me, that's just like one of those plus 1,100, dude. Same thing. You put 100, you win $1,100. You put $1,000, you win $11K. I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
Right.
Put it like that. I wouldn't be mad at that. and you had Miami in the East. Honestly, when it came to the East, man, I looked at some of the teams and I went real chalky, real woody on this. I'm just gonna say I don't believe in Doc Rivers. I know he took over, but the Bucks, I mean, Giannis has been there. You know, Middleton's been there. They have some of the same nucleus. I know they lost Holiday, but then they got Dame. According to you, Dame doesn't play defense, all right?
Yeah, dude. It's so fucking terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Like the guy, even like sometimes like the shots he takes, I'm like, God damn, dude, he's fucking trash, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes. Well, you got to remember he's used to being in Portland, being the man. Like nobody else can make a shot but him, and he'll
Right.
make it. Don't get me wrong, it's Dame time sometimes, but like yeah, it's a different element playing on a team like the Bucks, and it's plus 270. It's not great. It's just one of those where I kind of thought like, you know what, if I was gonna go anyone but the Celtics, because literally everybody's thinking the Celtics, right? I guess I'd go Bucks. But I don't know, man. Jason Tatum just doesn't do it for me. I know I've said it before, and I've had people tell me like, bro, like how can you like shit on the guy? I'm not shitting on him. I just don't he doesn't I don't feel that like take over the game when it matters. He hasn't done it. He's been there. I think they were the better team when they played the Warriors realistically. I just think the Warriors came to the experience and they were playing better at the time, I guess. But I think that's a series where Jason Tatum could have taken it over.
Yeah, that team is it's super interesting, man, because that team is like super deep, and they have. I mean, I love how they run that offense too. You know, might be the inexperience of the coaching. Is that Cash?
Yeah, that's my dog. Keep going. You're good. I'll close
no
this
worries.
up.
Yeah, no, but you know because they can play defense too, but there's like some concerning stuff with that team too. I mean, they do let up, you know. Like
no, for sure.
They do lack a little heart sometimes, you know. So, but the talent's for sure there, and the depth is there as well. You know, they can definitely play defense too, you know. But that's kind of on the opposite side of it. That where I kind of have more faith in the Lakers too, is because they're able to beat teams like that too from time to time.
Yeah, no, 100%. They could.
So it kind of it shines a little bit of light on that, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think I think there's multiple teams out there. I know, like I was just talking about the Jason Tatum. I mean, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the Celtics would be you know, in your mind, are they favorites to go to the championship and win it? Because I know you've talked about Porzingis changing that team, right?
Yeah, the unicorn. That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love KP, man. Like he just, I really think he's a difference. Yeah, he makes a big difference. Like as in Towns with the T-Wolves. You know what I mean? Like as in like Towns has been there for so long, but you put people around him, right? Like he really shines.
Yeah,
like he's really at his best. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So Kristaps when he's over in New York by himself, or he's in Washington by himself. Dude, I mean, you can only do so much, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Like we talked about Lillard, though, right? Like he's coming
exactly.
up over to Milwaukee, chucking up threes. But
right.
But yeah, that's no. I mean, those are other than the Celtics or the obvious ones. I really think that those are some of the ones that, like, if you're gonna lay them out there. Obviously, if you wanted to take the Celtics too, you could do this. Sometimes I do this. Unfortunately, I did this with football, and I did recommend people, hey, you could do a little bit on the Chiefs because they're plus 900 and then put a little bit on the Niners. So that ended up working out for you because they played each other, right? You could do that. You could do that with basketball. You could say like, hey, these guys are the favorites, but what if the Heat make it again, right? What if these other guys make it again? What if the T-Wolves actually come out of the West, you know? But they're still gonna have to go through the Clippers, the Nuggets, which I think the Nuggets are always solid, man. Jokic is no joke. And then the Clippers, I mean, I love Ty Lue. I love I love him as a coach. And I do think the Clippers might have it all this year, but are they going to stay healthy?
That's a great question, right? Yeah, that's one of those teams where I feel like they're definitely elite caliber.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
What worries me too is that like yesterday we were talking about it. OKC comes out and they just fucking blow them out.
That,
you know what I mean?
yeah, see, look at that. And you don't, not
concerning.
that you don't believe in OKC in terms of being good, you just think they're too young. So if a young team can do that to a veteran team after the
Right.
break, when the veteran team should benefit from the break, right? Because they're older. I mean, what does that tell you, right?
Right.
So,
But now you go into AD and LeBron, you know, they get ready for a certain time, so they get warmed up, right?
yeah.
So once these veteran teams start warming up and their wheels start turning, they start meshing, and everybody starts coming together at the right time.
And it's the thing is, you have to win 4 games. That's the difference with this. And you talk about March Madness or NFL. It's 1 game, right? You have to win 4 games. I think the veteran team has a better basketball IQ in terms of like how to play deeper into a 7-game series in order to win the series. I think that's why LeBron's so freaking good, dude. When it comes to series, he has to be completely outmatched because his basketball IQ is so high.
Yeah, I mean it's
It's incredible.
nobody's on the same tier as that guy with IQ when you talk about that shit. I'm like,
No way, man, no way.
yeah, there's no fucking way, dude, no way. I mean, maybe Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe, right? Yeah,
Right.
Kobe was, and the
Yeah.
intensity too. But I'm gonna say, I guess we're gonna go to so Dark Horse Championship. Are you gonna say the same thing? You're gonna go with the Warriors, right? Because I think the Warriors are plus 4,000. That's wild.
Pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, but then the T Wolves are plus 17.
That's fucking wild too.
That's
like,
wild
for that
too.
to be that deep.
You know, but I would say like you could still take a shot at the Clippers at plus 500. That's not bad.
That's not a bad play.
I think it will come down to the Nuggets. What are the odds on the Lakers? You're looking at the Lakers right now. What are the odds on them?
Plus 5,000 with the Warriors.
Wait, they're more than the Warriors.
I mean, bro, you gotta.
You never know, man. You never know.
These teams can play defense when they want to. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
They fucking can. I mean, we know the Warriors can score when they're gelling.
Yep.
And obviously the Lakers can compete with that too. We've seen it. Yesterday was pretty shit, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, they didn't have LeBron yesterday either.
Well, dude, then again, right? We could start going into totals from here now too, because actually,
for sure.
like on Lakers, right? When LeBron's not there, I really like.
I would love to know
them to really run it up.
So when LeBron's not there, they run up the points.
Yeah, because he likes to stop at half court a lot. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't like to just keep it run and gun anymore. He's not that guy. He's not that guy anymore.
No, I don't think he was ever that guy though. You know that? I've seen him so many times in his career.
Yeah.
I've seen him so many times slow down the tempo of a game. Kind of
smart IQ.
IQ, yeah, IQ.
Yeah, high IQ. I mean, shit. Those Mike D'Antoni teams are my favorite teams. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean?
I love Steve Nash D'Antoni teams and the Laker D'Antoni.
Oh, he's my favorite coach of all time, dude. Don't fucking shit on that guy.
Hey, he just started this fast-paced basketball too early, man. He started it too early. He was a decade too early for it.
But all the good defensive teams, you know what I mean, would just shit on the guy, dude.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. No, I agree. And then I mean, so I guess to recap real quick, you're gonna say your dark horse is Warriors. You would say if you had to take a stab at a high payout,
like a higher value.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, higher value, same thing. Yeah.
Woody pick.
No, the Woody pick is it's gonna be the Celtics, right? Celtics, I think we're like plus 200, dude. Now don't get me wrong.
I mean, dude, for the championship, realistically, man, at plus 650, you grab the Bucks at 650. I mean, that's not bad value.
They've been there. It's just the Doc Rivers effect.
That's true too.
Yeah. So you're gonna say them. I'm gonna give out a dark horse in the Minnesota Timberwolves because they have that defense, but then we're gonna have to know if Edwards is gonna get them there over that hump. And like you said, they have McDaniels. He can knock down shots. Okay.
I mean, what's gonna sell though, right? Plus 230 Celtics and see the Warriors back in there.
Oh yeah, that'll sell. That'll sell tickets. Celtics Warriors.
Yeah, man. I mean, I could see that again. I mean, shit. You see Denver and Miami back at it again. I mean, that's not gonna do good.
Oh, no. Last year's
that was terrible.
Last year's was bad. I had a feeling they were gonna work them, but last year's was bad. Yeah.
I mean, they swept them, right? Did they get one win? No, Miami got one win.
Miami got one win in Denver, and then they won the rest. It was Denver won the first game. Miami went in Denver. They beat them as like 8-9 point dogs. Then they just won the other 3, and then the last game they just completely blew them out by like 20. Denver in Miami. Yeah. So, all right. So those are a little bit of value picks midway for you guys if you guys
Right.
want to take a stab at any of those. But so I'm gonna pick your brain on you like taking NBA totals, right? You like NBA totals. You do play sides. I play sides. I like totals. I like totals in everything, not just NBA. And there's a lot of times where I do get shit from clients. Usually the like beginner clients, right? Like when I say beginner, I mean like they just subscribed and they're like, hey, you know what? Do you have any like? Oh, I don't really. They tell me I don't really play totals too often, you know. And I don't think people play totals because it's not sexy. You know, it's like you want to root for a team. So when you're rooting for a total, it's just different. You're not really rooting for any team. You're kind of looking at the game and you're hoping for both teams if you have the over to score, or you're hoping for both of them to suck it up if you have the under. So I think that's why the psychology behind people not enjoying totals might be a big stigma. You know, like it's. But then that comes down: are you in this to make money, or are you in it to as a hobby?
Right, man. It's funny because, dude, as long as I've been rocking with you, man, and as long as you've been kind of mentoring me, as long as you've been mentoring me doing this, right? I mean, it's like, dude, it's like a sucker for sides, right? So
Yeah,
you can go on a streak with sides, right? Like you can be real hot with sides, but dude, you'll catch a fucking bad run, dude. It'll be pretty bad, you know.
Oh
And you
man,
get caught
for
up in
sure.
it, dude. And sides are a little bit more tough, you know, because matchups get harder. Lines get sharper,
Yep.
you know. So Vegas books gets better and better and better, right? And so you know, the eye has to change a lot too. You know, with totals, I feel like when you kind of opened me up with that eyes and you kind of looked at that aspect of it, when you're comparing two teams that can collectively, you know, come at the total to complete what our task is, our destination, right?
Yep.
It's a lot easier and it's a lot open, right? So it's more of a light that I see it, right? And that's what we're trying to teach you guys as well, right? Is this light that we see, right? So
Exactly.
when you're able to distinguish, like if it's an under and over, right? What are we doing? We're looking at pace. We're
Yeah.
looking at the road, right? We're looking at if we're going from West Coast to East Coast to Mountain Standard Time. We're looking at the elevation of where they're fucking
Yeah.
at.
You're
You know
looking
what I
at
mean?
defenses, offenses, numbers.
Exactly. The elements of the game,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And
When we
you hit it
go
on the
ahead.
dot. Yeah, no, go ahead. Keep going.
No, like, and then when we talk about sides here, we're talking about were these guys fucking partying all last night? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dude, you'd say that shit all the time. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
they weren't. You're like, dude, I bet they were fucking partying their ass off.
Dude, when
And I'm like,
you're gonna tell me when young teams come over here to LA and they play the Clippers on one night and then they have a night off and play the Lakers the next night, or have two nights and play the Lakers, you're gonna tell me they're not going out in LA?
right.
So
You know, I mean, you've said this to me many times. I mean, I've had to play with, say, Detroit Pistons going in the Clippers, right? In
yeah,
LA.
yeah.
You've said this to me before. Like, dude, I guarantee they've been part of that.
Oh, that's right. Because I think you like the Pistons, and I was like, I don't know, man. They played the
Yeah.
Clippers hard about 3 days ago, and they're getting 14 points for a reason. I can see them getting mopped up, and they did. But I'm not huge on taking big chalk. Sometimes I will, and honestly, I think it's burned me more than it's helped me taking big chalk. That's why I don't do it often.
Right.
Unless it's like a super important game. But yeah, you're right. And that's not. I think to me, it's just numbers are numbers. Like somebody can get hurt, something can happen in the middle of the game, a coach can leave,
Right.
anything can happen, but numbers will always be numbers, and that'll never change.
Right.
And when numbers are numbers, totals will always be a certain amount, like no matter what. That's just how I see it. Like if a team averages 120 a game for the most part, whether somebody's hurt, I understand there's star players that get hurt, and that affects the game, right? But
Right.
sometimes they have good backup players, especially in NBA. Or in football, you throw a guy in there who's a DB, you know, and he's just as good as the other DB. It
Right.
might play the same way, and it might play to the same pace of the game because it's a number, you know. It's not. But when that DB gets hurt or that star player gets hurt, like your whole side might be eclipsed, you know.
Right.
I think DB when it comes to sides is bad in comparison to NBA because NBA, like if you get that player hurt, that's going to affect your side bet a lot. But when it comes to totals, I just think numbers are numbers. It's never going to change. There's not too
Right.
much human element inside totals, and all the human element you can handicap that. You can handicap did they play 2 nights before. You can handicap are they on the road. You can handicap are they at home. How many days have they been at home? You can handicap all that stuff, And one of the things I see it a lot in is college basketball. And you see these teams go on the road and you're sitting there and you're thinking like, man, this team plays, or I'm sitting there thinking this team plays really good defense that's at home. Say, just throwing a team out there, Kentucky Wildcats. That's a bad example because they play bad defense this year. Anyway, they're at home and they play lockdown D and they're playing this D2 school that can barely score. They're going to go into Rupp Arena with that loud environment. I'm already knowing that, and that comes into a side handicap and a total handicap. But I think you'll have a better advantage in a total handicap because numbers are always going to be numbers. You don't know how the kid's psychology is going to be affected in the game. Or an NBA player, just depending on road splits and home splits. We've seen players go on the road and put up 40, 50 points, But at home, they can do the same thing, So that's why, to me, numbers are numbers. And when it comes to a side, you don't know when they're going to take a night off. You don't know when somebody's hurting more than the other person. Shit, at this day and age, you don't know if they're going to play till like 20 minutes before tip.
Right. Yeah. We're both on this Cavs Sixers under.
Oh, how's that looking?
Oh, dude, it's fourth quarter right now. It's right now if you're going to put in like it's saying under or over 198.
Oh, that's great.
So you can do a live bet right now.
Yeah, but was it close score? I don't want a close score.
The score is 74-78 with 10 minutes left in the fourth, bro.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right, cool.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, how much better can that get, dude? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I
you know what I mean? That's when we're going on totals.
Yeah, and then I remember you nabbed it at 229, I believe, because I saw that you had given that and I nabbed it at 228 and a half. Good. It closed at 225.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, so that's good. We got a good number.
Is Donovan Mitchell playing? He is, right?
I do not think he's playing.
And
believe it or not, when it comes to a total, I wish he was playing because all my numbers will be based off of him in the lineup.
Right.
But when he's not playing, that's how much more of an advantage you have with the total. As opposed to when you're taking a side, sometimes that team plays more motivated because their star player's out and they're like, oh, we want to win today,
I like that.
So I guess that's my whole analogy when it comes to totals and sides. I love taking sides too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, me and Tom love taking NFL games. We love taking sides too, man. But at the end of the day, we love money. So
the totals are when we start stacking up the stats, bro, it's just so much more open. You could see it way more.
You see the game play out in your head.
You're balancing both teams rather than just kind of the one side as you're favoring it, right? Like you're kind of looking at where's the gap on the other side, on the advantage side, the disadvantage to the advantage, right?
Exactly.
That's kind of what we're looking at. And this is what you tell me on totals itself, right? The number's high for a reason. You say that a lot. It's high for a reason.
I have a friend who would tell me that too, and we both agreed to it. You're right.
But is that other team going to be able to, offer the same amount? If that shit's at 252 or 248, we got the Pacers and the Wizards, right? Let's just say that. Last night, bro, I swear to God, I was going to play the under. I really was. I was going to put it out there too, right?
Did it go over or under?
I just had a fucking feeling. I had a feeling that the Wizards were not going to be able to contribute to that over.
Okay.
And the Pacers just fucking blew them out. And the Wizards didn't even go over 110, I think.
So it went under then?
Yeah, it went under.
See, that was a game.
I'm sorry. Hold on. It was the Pistons and the Pacers. That's what it was.
That was a game where I was looking at that under, by the way. But because it was the first game back, I just decided to lay off. I'm going to let them get their legs back under them, do whatever they got to do.
Right.
But I'm scared. I do get scared to play unders on teams that I know can score a ton of points or don't play defense because
the Pacers don't play no fucking defense at all. We know that, dude.
And I knew that was an under spot, but I was like, nah, I'd just rather not.
Right, but but the other side of it, right? You look at, can the Pistons really contribute to that over?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's got to be both sides.
Exactly, because you need both teams to score in order for it to go over.
Exactly.
Or you never know. Exactly. Maybe the Pacers went in the break and they're like, we play horrible defense. Let's turn it around. Let's focus on the defensive end. Some of these things change. Identities change. That's why you have to keep track of this. And you start keeping track of all these numbers, and that's why numbers never lie, You don't have to know if somebody's trying to play better defense. What's up?
You put the Rockets still, right? You put the Rockets out there for a pick?
Yeah, I'm on the Rockets. Why? What's up?
Oh, 72-59. That's all.
Wait, they're up or they're down?
Yeah, they're up 72-59.
Dude, you scared me. They were down 16
right now, man.
They were down 16 to start the game, dude. I was like, oh, come on.
CJ, he knows I literally, I'll jump on the Rockets like bandwagon for a little bit, but then like I'm so quick to just jump off them. I just don't like them at all.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like the Rockets. It's that team, they burned you. That's why they've burned you to the point where you're like, I'm over it. I don't want to deal with
Hard
them.
to get them out of my head, man. It's hard,
It's all good, man. I feel you on that. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. All right, cool. Well, that's good. And then the total's looking good. But yeah, I hope. I hope we can give you guys a little more of insight on the totals and why we do like taking totals as well. I know some people like taking them, some people don't. At the end of the day, I just feel like it adds an element of your capping that might have not been there before. A lot of people, and sometimes the market doesn't catch up to the totals as fast as it does to the sides. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes
the sides have to have like a scenario, don't they? Don't you feel like they have to have a scenario? It has to be the right situation.
Yes.
For us to like the revenge factor, right? Like all this stuff
That's
has
big.
to play into effect to it.
And they can still not cover. All that played
Exactly.
into effect, they could still not cover,
Right.
I just think over the course of time, you play more totals like that, you play more sides, you'll eventually win more totals over the long term as opposed to more sides over the long term like that, even though you could still have a winning percentage on both. That's just my opinion on it. But the funny thing is, one thing I do have to say, once in a while I will have a total where I'm like really loving it, right? But also I get this different feeling when I love a game, when I really, really love a game. And you know this because I'll just tell you like, dude, that's the fucking game, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like when it comes to a side, I have this innate like intuition sometimes that I could just really feel like, dude, this is a game. Like this is a game. And I'm not saying they always win, man, but I can probably say it's over 75%. That if I'm laying that big money on that one game, like 75 to 80, I mean, it sucks when you do lose it because we can't win them all. But I do feel like I get a better knack for a side in terms of like, all right, I'm going to lay some fat money down on this,
God, you're sick.
I'm sick. Yeah, I am sick when it comes to that. but yeah,
No,
anyways.
I love it, man. No, it's good stuff.
But yeah, man, I know we got to wrap it up right now, but thanks for coming on, and thanks for explaining the whole thing with the totals, man, and then kind of giving that value on the NBA futures. I kind of gave you guys a little bit on those as well. Anything else you wanted to add before we get off here?
No, man, I think that it's just one thing, I guess. It's just important to stay, with the process and be positive. Me, CJ, I get caught up in it too sometimes where, you go on a bad streak a little bit sometimes, and
Oh yeah,
you kind of get a little pissed off,
Yeah. Yep.
But you've been doing this for so long, man. I mean, like you even helping everybody out, man. Just kind of, be positive with it, stick to the system. We always end up figuring it out.
No, for sure.
It's always been like that, You take it one game at a time, one day at a time. It's never that fast hit, and you got to be very selective and you got to really love the game, So these picks that we're putting out here, they're just, they're here with a lot of research and a lot of love,
A lot of data backing them, that's for sure.
A lot of data, bro. A lot of data.
Yeah.
Bro. That's it, man. Yep. That's all I wanted to kind of put in there, man. But yeah, thanks for having me on, dude.
For sure, man. And yeah, thanks for throwing that out there because you do need to stay positive when it comes to like a bad stretch. But you did say something to me not too long ago. I think it was like last week. You told me I don't believe in bad runs, bad decisions. You're kind of right though, because sometimes, because when you're betting, it's mental, right? So sometimes when you are betting and it's mental, you really do make a worse decision when you're on tilt, so to speak. And it's maybe the better decision is, hey, I shouldn't have played. Maybe I should have just waited till tomorrow, like you said. There's always tomorrow, man. There's always tomorrow. And I know some of my clients are like, oh, is there anything later or is there anything else? And like I'm like, nah, just wait till tomorrow. And I know it sucks, but you just have to do that, man. And you have to do it in order to not put yourself into the position where you're just chasing all the time. That's all.
Right.
But yeah, well, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on. I hope this helped you guys out a little bit with the totals, a little bit with the futures, a little bit with the side. Just kind of give you a little bit of insight on everything. But thanks for hopping on, man, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Appreciate it, bro.
I'm going to try to get Tom on here some more, so give you guys some more good insight. Later, man.
Later, dude.